Welcome to my channel about fysiotechniek, robotics, Arduino, ESP32 and Raspberry Pi. This Raspberry Pi version is 3B and it is, as you can see, connected to a PiXtend PLC in combination with electronics on a breadboard. If you are new to this channel or haven't subscribed yet, please do so via the thumbnail in the bottom right corner. Last video on this topic focused on the analog input and output in combination with added electronics. So with this potmeter I can either put the input to 0 or to 5 volts and I will read it. And these probes indicate that I have an oscilloscope attached. So these two are to measure the analog output and this one is measuring the analog input value. Now the algorithm is not quite as nice as it should be, so to improve the whole working of it, let me do that. I'm using C for that. And the program also involves digital input and the relays. And to show that, I'm going to show it in the screencast. So, screencast as announced. Obviously, camera onto the Pi and PiXtend. The oscilloscope, which is set to slope, and a slope is for the sinus wave because analog voltage is, it is supposed to be a sinus wave, but actually it is a level, continuous level, which might be. But last time, if you have watched that video, it can be a very steep slope and a very well, not so steep slope, depending on how fast or how far this potmeter is being manipulated. Then, of course, the VNC again with the source code and the terminal to run the program, as well as SSH connection to start the VNC server. However, here the question is how to do it. I had in my mind to make it a while loop or a for loop, but I'm not quite sure which one I should do. Anyway, let's first see how it evolves. So run it. And of course holding this button, then you see here the relay is going and the analog voltage is coming up a bit later. And you see on your oscilloscope already the voltage on actual thing. And here, and now you noticed here the output. This one is the input. So no matter if the program is running, this is what it gives. So yes. Those are the slopes. Are they steep slopes? Well, not quite. Right now it's set to 200 milliseconds. And what to do with it? How to deal with it? That's a nice question. And I'm not quite sure how to answer it yet. Okay, so now I have extended this part
for channel 2 with 3 other values going down to 64 and 32. However, this one is not set up quite logically. Why would I read one particular moment, go to 0 and then another reading? So I best remove this line, or for now comment it out, and then no, that's better. Have it run it for 5 seconds. Now 500 means 500 milliseconds, half a second. So if I want to do it for 5 seconds, I have to make a for loop or something like that to do it for 5,000. So let me do just that. Make it an integer. Counting up or counting down. Let's count up. I don't mind. X smaller than 4,000 than 5,000. That's correct. And then that's good. And then let's put one here as well. And this is basically it. I need to tidy up the code a bit. And then this is better. And then in the end go to 0. So this should give me 5 seconds time to regulate the analog input. Let's have a check. Compile, but first save. Then I will have still to compile, which is correct, and then go. And everything is running again. And let's create some digital input, which didn't work out quite so well. And then I'm very curious what happens with the digital output. Okay, I have definitely made a mistake somewhere, because this is not what I expected to see. And my mistake is quite obvious, because these two lines are supposed to be in the for loop as well. So, remove, and then paste. And this line should go. So now during 5 seconds I am reading and getting an output. Supposed to. Compile. And once again a go. So once again, can I finally get an output here? I don't think so. Nope. ready, making sure I get a nice input, variable input. And then during 5 seconds it gets to 0, and then okay, so why is this happening? Analog input, so I'm giving a true variable analog input here, but the level here is quite high, is quite, well, let's say not sinusoid, which I expected it to be. So this is nice to see, although it's not what I expected. And it says 5000. 5 milli. When 5, let's see, 500 is half a second. So what's 5000 then? 5 seconds, I would say. And if you now look at the analog input, it has everything but not what I expect it to have. Entirely up. And completely down. Okay, that is not what I think it is, but also why is it continuing? That's a mystery to me. It should end after 5 seconds of doing this. Very strange. Let's end this. And I made another slight thinking mistake. Although this says delay for half a second, this is not a second. This is just 5,000 repeat for 5,000 times. If I would have had it for 5 seconds, I would have had to read the system time, then measure for 5 seconds in system time and quit. But that's not what I'm doing. I'm just doing it 5,000 times, which is quite a bit. And then it doesn't matter that it is 15 minutes or something, it just keeps doing it. So what I should do, obviously, is say, well, if I wanted to say 20 times, which is for this thing enough time, I think, and 50 times is quite a bit, then I would have to do it like this, or 25 times, which is also a lot. Then it's longer than 5 seconds anyway, so this would suffice. And another thing on the oscilloscope, this line, which gives on this fluent line just those bars, say, instead of sinusoid. Not quite sure how to do it, but I'll have to find out. Anyway, let's do this for one more time. And just maybe, no, it doesn't cooperate. And this is the wave that I would like to see on the yellow line on top, which is obvious. But I will have to wait until the relays are done. And now they're coming. And by the way, you see it's a digital to analog converter. So actually it's a digital signal. And the blue line gives indeed from 512 down to 32. So what does the analog output tell me? It's not really yeah, it is a voltage obviously, but not as fluent, which I would have liked. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel via the thumbnail on the bottom right corner. Leave a comment or suggestion, very much appreciate. And you can also support by either becoming a patron or via PayPal or IBAN. For more information, see under this video or in the final section of this video. And please also take a look at my website. This is going to be continued. Have a nice day, take care, bye.